He withdrew all his savings from the bank, prepared to pretend to be a wealthy individual at a five-star hotel. On the plane, he was crushed by the narrow seat, struggling to breathe, because the man in front of him deliberately squeezed him. Even the man played the victim first, telling the flight attendant that the woman was picking fights on purpose. The flight attendant didn't side with the woman. Instead, she took a tough stance and made him give up space for the man in front. In the past, he would have endured it silently, because George was an ordinary kitchenware salesman. He worked tirelessly for 10 years, without a pay raise. Even when shopping at the supermarket, George only bought products with coupons. With a meager salary each month, he harbored a big dream. He had a thick folder, filled with his dreamed of delicacies and dishes. He looked forward to the day when his dreams would come true. But then life played a cruel joke on him, as he was diagnosed with late-stage cancer, and only had 3 weeks left to live. It was quite. The insurance company even said it wasn't covered. George went home, and cried all night looking through that folder. He made a brave decision, to forego the expensive treatment, and pursue his dreams instead, to experience the things he had always yearned for. Even as he boarded the plane, he once again felt the unfairness of fate, loudly mocking the airline for making money, by deliberately narrowing the seat spacing. The purser, however, looked down on this kind of poverty, scoffing that George could buy a first-class ticket if he felt uncomfortable. George firmly inquired about the price of a first-class ticket, which surprised the purser. George also got a glimpse of the first-class treatment. After getting off the plane, he didn't want to waste time waiting for a ride, so he chose an expensive helicopter. For the first time, George saw the beauty of the world from the sky, and he arrived at the hotel half an hour early. Although the guests at the five-star hotel were all celebrities, the appearance of the helicopter was quite rare, and everyone was guessing which royal noble it was, because the distinguished guest came from the rooftop. The waitstaff greeted him respectfully. George saw many wealthy individuals, and the boss of his company. Because he arrived early, the reserved room was not yet cleaned, and only the presidential suite was available. George booked it without hesitation, much to the surprise of those present, who were all guessing George's identity. He also enjoyed the upscale service. Not knowing how much tip to leave, George gave all the money he had to the staff member. The server was taken aback, and had to carefully pick one. He came to the window and was stunned by the beautiful view in front of him.